Positional groups is the video for today, and we're talking wide receiver. Right now, we're in the lull period, folks. Not a lot going on for the next 6 weeks regarding our Detroit Lions till training camp hits, and then it's full on, full go. So we're going to go over the wide receiver core today's video, and other videos we'll go through different spots as well. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a smart and sound idea to be and act like you're a little prick from Brightburn, little evil Superman, and when a lawnmower is upside down, take your hand and put it in the blades while it's going, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions, news, and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, you could just lose limbs. Also, take that like button with you and let that bad boy get shredded. Let's get into today's Lions top positional group for Detroit and wide receiver. I love wide receivers, folks. And last year, this time, Lions wide receivers was absolutely cheeks. They were terrible. You go into last offseason, our number 1 and 2 was Tyrell, Williams, and Breshad, Perryman. One barely played at all, like a snap, I feel like. The other one was cut. We had to have injuries with Cephus throughout the season. We pick up Josh Reynolds, got a little bit better. But it was absolutely terrible. It's different this time, folks. We have weapons. We have some aerial weapons that Jared Goff can get that football to and make this offense have a spark and dominate. I feel like this core of wide receivers is one of the better cores in the NFL as a whole. Not saying we got the number 1 wide receiver like that, but as a whole, it's a damn good one. And I'm going to go over each player and tell you why you should have hope for the Lions wide receivers. I think it's legit scary. But let me see what you guys think. Rank the Lions wide receivers and compared to the rest of the NFL. Do you think they're the best? Put 1. The worst? Put 32. Let me know your rank. It's going to be the pinned comment for this video. Let's just go over and talk about each wide receiver here. The Lions needed a burner. They needed a bad man. Now this bad man is injured right now, but that's okay because the bad man will get on the field, and he was the best wide receiver in this year's draft. Talent-wise, what he brings to the table, he is the best wide receiver. The reason that he was not the first one taken was his injury, and we're talking about Jameson Williams. We all know about this man's speed, elite speed, scary speed, Deshaun Jackson, his prime speed, a guy who can get the big play action, deep pass, touchdown. He can do that. He's an absolute monster, and I think he's going to be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL when it's all said and done after his injury and he gets the playing time. He's going to be a guy that defensive coordinators are going to be shaking in their boots. They're intimidated by. Not only is good speed, but this guy, his route tree is top-notch. If you watch how he hits his routes, it is stride for stride perfect. Exactly what you want. His stop and go is amazing. He can go from 0 to 100 real quick, like Drake. Real quick. This guy is amazing. All-around wide receiver. When he's healthy, Jared Goff's going to light the NFL up. He's absolutely going to light it up. He's a guy who changes the whole perception of wide receiver. Look at Tyreek Hill. When he was with Patrick Mahomes, it was just a nightmare for defenses, and I think that Jameson Williams can be that. Then we go ahead and get DJ Chark. Wide receiver here from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Deep threat again, tall, 6'3", contested catch guy. A guy, when not injured, Pro Bowl caliber. A very good number 2 wide receiver. Most definitely a very good wide receiver. Injury is the issue with him. But so far, he has been nothing but healthy in training camp, or not training camp, but OTAs and minicamp. He's letting it known he is a precision. And if you see what Jared Goff is doing, he's throwing him the football, and their connections are getting real freaking tight. It's got to scare the hell out of defensive coordinators with these two. It's got to scare them. Number 3, man who blew up last year, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4th-round pick. Mentality of a monster. This guy loves the fact of destroying defense. What he does. He did it with no weapons around him last year. None whatsoever. Now you're giving this guy 2 wide receivers. He's going to be ripping up the middle, destroying those 3rd downs to converting to 1st downs. Yak, he's a playmaker. And he hated the fact that he was the 14th wide receiver in this last year's draft. And he's been letting the NFL know that was a big mistake. And he tore him up last year. And this year, he's going to tear him up in a big way. Amon-Ra St. Brown has got that mindset that you want from a wide receiver. He loves contact. He loves the competition. He loves being the guy. And that's exactly what he is doing. That's exactly why right now, 1, 2, 3, you better watch out. And you got Josh Reynolds, folks. Josh Reynolds, who we picked up last year, did great with Jared Goff, killed it, phenomenal job coming in there and just becoming the guy. Instant connection. It took about 1 week for Goff and Reynolds to become a really good pair. You're telling me that this guy is the number 4? Get up out of here, dog. Get up out of here. Folks, talk about 4. We're literally at 22,494 subscribers. We're 6 away from getting that 22,500. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep building the channel, keep growing as a community, and, hey, climb that chessboard ladder. Let's get 6 subscribers. I think it can happen. Back to Josh Reynolds. This guy's got a great mentality. He wanted to come to the Detroit Lions. Can you think about this, folks? This guy wanted to come to the Detroit Lions. He was with the Titans, being underutilized. He comes to Detroit. He's happy. And now he is in a situation where he's with his quarterback that he's with the Rams back last year. Weapons around him. What a hell of a number 4, if you ask me. If you ask me. Then you got Kalif Raymond, who he's a fast little guy. Gets open, too. And he's got some really good hands. Even though he's small, he's got some really good hands. He's good at route running. And he can do, obviously, kick return and punt return. But he was doing a really good job for a period of time where he was the guy. There was no one else. Kalif Raymond was getting it done. And this guy right now is number 5 or number 6 in the depth chart. Wow. So when they need some big sets of wide receivers, that's the guy. Or if an injury goes down, he's going to come on. Really good player. He really is the Dan Campbell type of guy, a hardworking guy that no one really paid attention to because of his size. He comes in and does a really good job for the Detroit Lions. Kalif Raymond's a nice little wide receiver. He is. I like him. I like him at I definitely like him at number 5. Oh, my God. Then you got my guy, Quintez Cephus, who was really doing the toe tag swag. Before he got injured, he was really taking up that role, making good contested catches, big catches, and big times. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's exactly what the Lions need right now for a number 6 or 5. Where do you want to throw him? Because he's different from Jameson Williams, he's different from Chark, he's different from Amon-Ra, and he's different from Kalif. He is that kind of like an Anquan Bolden-esque wide receiver. Not when at the end of his career, like when he was with the Detroit Lions. He's like that type of guy. Perfect for the role that we have him in, but he's got to compete with other wide receivers like Trinity Benson, who's done a pretty good job so far in OTAs and minicamp, but we seen last year he was non-existent. We'll see how that one goes. It's good to hear that he's doing good in pajamas. We still got to see how that works out. And then obviously you got Khalil Pimpleton, who right now is competing to make this roster as an undrafted guy. He's doing good in OTAs, did good in minicamp. We'll see what he can do in training camp. I don't know if he actually makes the roster. He probably goes to the practice squad, but so he goes to the practice squad. We get an injury, comes up, and he does a good job for the Detroit Lions. Wow. Really bad situation right there. All in all, you look at these wide receivers, folks, that's a damn good depth. It's good. And we should be able to put up some big numbers, bigger numbers than last year. Jared Goff should have, statistically speaking, in a much improved year this season with all the weapons around him at wide receiver. The depth is phenomenal. I think we have the best wide receiver core in the NFC North, hands down right now. We had the worst last year. So we go from worst to first from the wide receivers. You're going to see the numbers go up. And we know there's injuries, and that's why the depth is so vital for the wide receivers. The depth is so important that you need to have players who can come in and make an impact even though they're not the starter. Like Jameson Williams is not going to start probably week 1. But we got such good depth, it kind of really doesn't matter right off rip. He's the long-term solution to really hurting the hell out of teams. And I think he's going to do a good job doing it. In the upcoming videos, we got videos dropping every single day. If there's any news, any latest rumors, we're going to definitely talk about it on here. We're going to go through each positional group, like I said in the intro of this video. Some of them are not as good as the wide receivers. I just love wide receivers. I played at high school. That's my position. And I think we got a really good one. So that's why I'm on the Kool-Aid bandwagon regarding the wide receivers. We have the One Pride podcast on my channel, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, every single Thursday, as you know. And we're getting close to training camp, folks. We're getting close to the season, and I cannot wait. And we'll be doing live watch parties and everything on this channel. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out, folks.